So Sam. Oh, he's meeting Sam again.
So you're the man?
Which man?
The one who saved Ser Jorah when no one else could? Well, there must be something I could give you.
If it's not too much trouble, I could use a pardon.
For what crime?
She talked to his dad and brother.
Borrowed a few books from the Citadel. Also a sword.
From the Citadel?
From my family. It's been in House Tarley for generations, so it would have been mine anyway, eventually. But my father had other ideas.
Not Randall Tarley.
You know him?
Oops.
I offered to let him retain his lands and titles if he bent the knee. He refused.
At least I'd be allowed home again, now that my brother's the Lord.
Oh dear.
Your brother stood with your father.
Oh, Sam.
Thank you, Your Grace, for telling me. May I?
Of course.
Oh, man, that was horrible. What's he gonna do? Oh, God.
What are you doing out here?
Waiting for an old friend. It's time to tell John the truth.
You're his brother. Shouldn't you tell him?
I'm not his brother. He trusts you more than anyone. Now's the time.
Poor Sam, though, man. That's horrible. Oh, I can't cope with this. This is all happening too quick.
Sam? Oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to be down here.
What's wrong? Gilly? She all right?
She's good.
Little son?
Don't you know?
Know what?
Daenerys. She executed my father and brother. They were her prisoners. She didn't tell you.
I've got something else to tell you.
I'm so sorry.
Would you have done it?
I've executed men who disobeyed me.
You've also spared men. Thousands of wildlings when they refused to kneel.
I wasn't a king. I gave up my crown, Sam. I bent the knee. I'm not king in the north anymore.
I'm not talking about the king in the north. I'm talking about the king of the bloody Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, God.
Bran and I worked it out. I had a High Septon's diary. Bran had... whatever Bran has.
What are you talking about?
Your mother was Lyanna Stark. And your father, your real father, was Rhaegar Targaryen. You've never been a bastard. You are Aegon Targaryen, true heir to the Iron Throne.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, I know it's a lot to take.
My father was the most honorable man I ever met. You said he lied to me all my life.
He promised your mother he'd always protect you. And he did. Robert would have murdered you if he knew. You're the true king. Aegon Targaryen, sixth of his name, protector of the realm, all of it.
I've slept with my auntie.
Daenerys is our queen.
She shouldn't be.
That's treason.
It's the truth. You gave up your crown to save your people. Would she do the same?
Wow. There's a lot happening in this episode. Oh, God, he's still alive. Brilliant. Well. So I'm just going to jump out. Do your sword thing.
Stay back, he's got blue eyes!
I've always had blue eyes.
Did you find anyone?
That sword looks so hardcore. I love it. Oh, God.
The younger boy. It's a message. From the Night King.
His arm is between us and Winterfell. We're on foot.
We rode down from Castle Black. We can double up on the horses.
If the horses last, we'll get there before.
Oh, Christ, that thing just opened its eyes.
We just have to hope the Night King doesn't come first.
Oh man, that's horrible. That was horrific. That's not Bronn already, is it? Surely not. That's where he's going, isn't it? I bet it is Bronn. Oh my god, it's Jamie! Yeah. Oh my god. That was incredible. And that was episode 1 of season 8 of Game of Thrones. Wow. I don't want to get too excited, but that was a top 10 episode for me. That was brilliant. I loved every minute of that. There was so much interaction between the main characters. I'm loving this at the minute. And there were so many sweet scenes in it, lots of hugging and stuff. It was actually almost verging on a feel-good episode, if it wasn't for Cersei. And the thing with Sam, which was really bad. But yeah, that was an amazing episode. So we started with Cersei being told that the walkers had breached the wall, and to which she smirked and said, "Good." So I don't know where her head is at the minute. I really don't. Then we go to Euron, and he's brought the entire fleet of mercenaries with him from is it Bravos they went to? I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, he's brought all of them over to King's Landing now to fight for Cersei. And Yara's still alive, a prisoner underneath the ship. He's been weird around her anyway. And then next thing we see Euron in front of Cersei, really pushing the whole relationship thing. And she started getting a bit sort of snappy towards him. And then as she walks off, she turns around and gives him the come on. And I was shocked by that. I never thought that was going to happen. Yeah, and then the next scene is like you see them when they've obviously done it. And he's relentless. That's such a weird kind of pair, those two. Very odd. Euron just winds me up. Even when he's with Cersei, he winds me up. And that's saying something. So yeah, don't like him. Don't like him at all. And Bronn has now been given a mission as well. And I don't like this storyline one bit. He's got to use the crossbow. I believe it was the crossbow that Tyrion killed Tywin with, I think. Yeah, was that Joffrey's crossbow as well? I'm not sure. But anyway, he's been given his crossbow, and he's been told that if either Jaime or Tyrion survive the war in the north, that he's to kill them. I don't think he won't do that, will he? Come on. He doesn't need to do it now. He just goes buggers off to the north now with all that gold. He's sorted. So I hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, I don't like that storyline at all. And then later on we see the crew that are on Euron's ship, who obviously, I guess they're at the port still, or they'd be quite near King's Landing, I guess, gets raided by Theon's little party of people, and they actually rescue Yara, which was brilliant. Not before Yara had broken his nose by headbutting him. I think that was a bit of a payback for not saving her. But going back to that, there was nothing he could do. He couldn't beat Euron in a fight, and he was outnumbered and everything. I think he, in a way, probably did the right thing, but for the wrong reasons. So yeah, I don't know what everyone's shitty about Theon for. He couldn't really do much. But anyway, they're back together again now. Yara said she wants to take back the Iron Islands now. Okay, yeah, she does that. Euron will just come and retake it again because his army's way bigger. But anyway, we left it at Theon's basically saying that he wanted to go north and fight with Jon. And she basically said goodbye and they gave her hugs. That's probably the last time they're going to see each other. That wouldn't surprise me. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, it's not looking good. I don't know. They're going to kill a lot of characters off, and I don't know if it's going to be one of them or both. I don't know. But we'll have to see. And we see a scene now. At first, I thought it was Eastwatch, but Eastwatch got completely flattened, so I don't think it was. I must have missed a bit there. But wherever they were, Tormund was walking through. I can never remember his name. The guy with the eye patch. I will remember it. And I guess they were looking for the undead, and you see all the blood patches on the floor where people had died. And then you see the boy this boy sort of pinned up with a stake right through his chest, and then a horrible kind of pattern coming off, and that was awful. And as Tormund stood there, the boy just suddenly sort of came back to life. He became a walker, and he's just screaming. It was awful. And then he got stabbed by the fire sword and caught fire, and those screams were awful as well. It was a horrible, horrible scene. They said that was a sign left from the Night King. So I guess now they also met up with the Night Watch as well. So they've kind of formed like an alliance now as well. So, and the last thing I knew was they were getting horses to try and chase the Night King, I guess. I don't want to get too close though, because they'd be completely outnumbered. They wouldn't stand a chance. So perhaps hold back a bit until they get to Winterfell. I'm not sure. Not really sure what they're going to do there. But that's a really interesting storyline that I'm really enjoying. But then I keep forgetting the Night King's got a dragon now, so it's just you keep well away. I wouldn't even want to go near that. And finally at Winterfell, that was a massive portion of this episode was at Winterfell, and it was brilliant. We see Daenerys and Jon turn up with their massive army. And obviously, as Daenerys is walking through the streets, she's getting filthy looks from everyone because they don't trust her. She's an outsider, and the North are very kind of sort of loyal to themselves, And we also had, all these meetings. It was so much. We had Arya, who was kind of part of the crowd as they were walking through, and she saw Jon, and it was a beautiful moment. And I thought she was going to just shout out Jon, but I don't know. She obviously got a bit nervous. She also saw Gendry and all these people walking past that she's never seen before. I just love that sort of stuff. It was brilliant. There's so much of it in this episode. It was genius. Sansa, on the other hand, not so keen on Daenerys. It could be reasons that she doesn't trust her because she's completely alien to her really, or it could be a little bit of jealousy there because of the obviously relationship she's got with Jon. And she confronted Jon about it later on and said, when you bent the knee, was it for the North or was it because you love her? And honestly, it was for the North. It really was. But obviously, he loves her as well. But I think he's not stupid. He has stupid moments, but I honestly think it was for the North. So yeah, Sansa's going to have to get used to that, I'm afraid, because Jon did have a word with her at the end about it as well. He basically said, if you trust me, then you need to trust her as well. We also had a horrible, horrible scene. It was awful, where Daenerys and Jorah bump into Sam, who's really, I think he's in a library or something, and he asks her for a favour. I think he said if she can return some books for him that he stole from the Citadel, and also if he could. I think he was about returning the sword as well. And as soon as he said his name, she said, "It wasn't Randall Tarly, your father, was it?" And he said, "Yeah." And it was awful. It was awful. She admitted to him that she'd had to execute them both. At first he said her father, and then he said, "Well, at least when I see my brother again." And then I was like, "Oh my God, no!" And then she had to say, "I executed your brother as well." That was really, really awful. As he's walked out, he's bumped into shit. As he's walked out, he's seen Bran, and Bran said to him, "Now is the time. You need to tell Jon who his real parents are." And poor Sam just been through that, and then he had to then go and find Jon. Obviously, he broke down when he saw Jon because of the death of his father and brother. I don't know. It was really awkward. Then he had to tell Jon who he was, which was awful. It was amazing, but awful at the same time. So I don't know what's going to happen now, because Jon is the rightful king. Is Daenerys going to accept that? Probably not. Knowing Daenerys like I do, she has got that side to her, and I don't think she's just going to suddenly bend the knee to him. That's awful, but in a brilliant way. There's also a clip where they're in the throne room, and a lot of the houses have got problems with Jon now, because obviously he's bent the knee to Daenerys. And it didn't really help. Tyrion basically tried to stand up and sort of, say some profound words that will get them all on side. And he said, "And the Lannister army are marching up north to join us as well." And it's like, oh, you could have literally heard a pin drop. Sansa's also worried about how they're going to feed. I don't know how they're going to feed all these people, and also all the other houses that are north of Winterfell also all came down to Winterfell as well. So you're talking about a lot of people, and how they're going to feed them, I don't know. Oh, there was a real cheesy bit, and I'm sorry, it was really cheesy when Daenerys and Jon went and saw the dragons, and Jon got on the back of a dragon flying around. Nah, not for me. That was a bit. It was too dangerous for a start. I mean, he died God knows how many times doing that, and it was just all a little bit kind of a bit Disney, you know. I wasn't comfortable with that bit. I love the dragons to bits, I really do. One awesome scene though that I did love was when Jon was kind of kissing Daenerys at the end, and she said, "Don't worry," you know, and he's kissing her in the corner of his eye, and he's got Drogon just staring straight at him. That was brilliant. That was priceless. I did like that bit, but the flying around bit, I'm not so keen. And we also saw the Hound and Arya meet up again, which was, it could have gone worse, but it could have gone a lot better. I think it was a little bit tense, and also Gendry and Arya as well. That was brilliant. She's asked him to make a specific weapon for her, I think. And yeah, I'll be really interested to see what that's about, because she's pretty lethal, and I can't wait to see what he's going to make her. It looked like a staff that sort of detaches or something like that, but I could have got that wrong. So yeah, I can't wait to see that. And the last scene, I thought it was Bronn, because I know the time jumps are huge on this, but no, Jaime Lannister arrived in Winterfell, which was an amazing moment, I thought. And then who does he see first but Bran? Oh God. So I'm assuming the next episode is called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and I think that's about Jaime, because that's going to be so difficult, and I don't know how that's going to go. How he could go either way. He could just get executed, literally, just for being there. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to get to the next episode. But that moment with him and Bran, that look, it just, everything came back. That was the first ever episode. It's amazing it's just amazing. That whole episode was amazing. I loved it. Wow. I mean, seriously, I'd need to look back, but that could be the best first episode of any season. Not sure, because that was amazing. I loved it. So yeah. Anyway, so I think I stopped smiling throughout the whole episode. I loved it so much. So yes, that was brilliant. And yeah, again, if you found Game of Thrones and you haven't subscribed yet, you probably already have. But yeah, just like, subscribe, and do all that malarkey. And then I shall see you in episode 2, which again is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I think that's going to be about Jaime, pretty sure. I don't know where we're going to go with it, but yeah, I'll give you my loves and hates in the next episode as well. And so yeah, so take care of yourselves and stay safe, and I shall see you really soon. Bye for now. Bye.